Guys, this is a video about the life and death of xxxtentacion. If you want like this to be a little part series, because this is a little long video. So yeah, if you guys want part 2, I'll give you part 2. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the first part. And yeah, enjoy. Rest in peace, X. Enjoy.
Listen, I hate to complain. I always hate to complain. But listen, everybody that's here, I just need you interacting. You got me? Please? Please? Can I get a yes from everyone, please?
Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. Today we're here with
xxxtentacion.
See, I'm making you say your own name because I've been looking at it online for the past few months and I didn't really know how to say it. But hey man, it's nice to have you in the studio.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
And I guess you should, well, we got No Jumper alumni Craig Zen over here on the left. Maybe.
All units, 1023, 1065, Bolo reference, signal 33. Just occurred, 3671 North Dixie, at Riva Motorsports. Several gunshots, possibly drive-by. No description on the subject. Someone in a black BMW 3X.
Like the ridiculous crowd that goes as far as I can see right now is a pretty good symbol of how much of an impact he made on so many people. And I just want to thank everybody for coming out. Obviously, I'm kind of losing my composure here, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are. Let's go. It's boiling, isn't it? Yeah. Here we are, mate. Freaking forest. Got to check by doing this. Fuck off! On the 18th of June 2018, one of the world's most controversial yet inspirational rappers, xxxtentacion, was
shot while leaving a motorsports dealership 40 miles outside Miami. His real name was Jose Onfroy. The Broward County Sheriff's Department later confirmed. Authorities say 2 men fled the scene in a dark SUV after one had opened fire, in what investigators say may have been a robbery.
He was only 20 years old. X is a rapper that touched multiple people's hearts in many different ways. Or unknown, we were certainly no exception. X was one of our favourite artists of all time, and we'd followed his journey basically from the start. A lot of rappers that sadly pass from being murdered at old age often receive documentaries, films and TV shows made about them. Due to X's controversial past, we knew that this would not be the case with him. And despite the problems with his personality, in general, people who created some amazing music, and everyone deserves a decent send-off when they die at 20. This is for Jose himself and all of his fans across the world. This is xxxtentacion.
Wow, bought me new gun. 2 times 1. 2 niggas 2. I need to shoot one. I shoot my niggas today. Shoot me a nigga. That's Billy raps. And I knew shoot a nigga who was walking over yard.
begins with the early life and upbringing of xxxtentacion. Born on the 23rd of January 1998 to Dwayne Ricardo Onfroy and Cleopatra Bernard, X was instantly exposed to lifestyle, thanks to being raised mainly in Lauderhill, Broward County, which is one of America's most crime-ridden areas, with over 650 annual crimes, meaning only safe US cities. With his father being locked up and basically never being around, his mother had a massive task at hand, as well as dealing with her own issues, so predominantly raised by his grandmother. My mum was just in situations where she couldn't take care of
me. Like, niggas done drive-bys on me when I was like a jit type shit. Like, my mom just had me, like, she was in a situation where, like, she wanted me around, but she couldn't afford to. She was still growing up. Like, my mom was raised in Jamaica.
But what was she around? Was she around a lot of, like, drug dealing and crime? Or, like, why is she around motherfuckers that were beating her up and you gotta stab them?
She just, to put it in a simpler term, like, my mom wasn't a prostitute or nothing, but, like, she just wasn't in a very stable environment, because my mom just had it hard, bro.
And he understood why his mom couldn't always be there for him, and he certainly doesn't have any hard feelings towards her because of it.
I get what she was doing, so I don't resent her. I would never resent my mom, but, like, my mom had it hard, I had it hard.
X said that his relationship with his mother was very strange, but he clearly idolized her unbelievable amounts. He said, and I quote, "My mom is like the spitting image of me,
but probably more, pretty."
Although his mother often got herself into very dangerous situations, he said he knew she could always handle it. And again, another quote, "My mom is
the only girl that could beat me up."
Really?
Yeah, probably.
What about Ronda Rousey?
Ronda Rousey, throw hands with Ronda Rousey.
Okay, that's good to know.
Ronda Rousey, you can see me with the hands.
In fact, it was actually his mother who encouraged him to get gold teeth from a very young age. And this shows how invested in the lifestyle his mother really was. This is all they knew.
Girls is everything, to be honest.
Yeah, bro.
What you need? It's like becoming a man. It's like losing your virginity once you're
it's like from luck.
Yeah.
As a young lad with no father figure around, a very strange relationship with his mother, and being brought up in a very crime-ridden area, as you golden child.
As my mom type shit.
And you were how young?
I was like 6.
And you stabbed him.
And
with what?
I bit his flesh out and grabbed the glass shard and poked him with it type shit, stabbed him with it.
Wow.
And I was like,
at only 6 years old, to stab a man that he was saying was attacking his mother. After multiple acts like this, he was then put on a behavioural correctional programme at thanks to being kicked out of many middle schools for fighting.
Yeah, kicked out of middle school. Why? That's a good question. You're right. You're filling in the blanks.
What did I get? Alright, there's a list of shit. I remember I beat some niggas I beat some niggas and shouts out to him, a fat kid in my class that made fun of my mom. I kicked him in his mouth.
Oh, fat kid.
X said he loved fighting and had been doing it since he was only...
Bro. He knows what, he's always been throwing the hands or what?
I mean, I've been there plenty situations, plenty fights. I knew him for...
Interestingly, X actually said that a lot of the fighting was because he wanted attention from his mother. He knew if he fought kids at school, his mom would actually give him attention. Any type of attention from her was good in his eyes. As he grew up through his teenage years, the massive passion began to develop regarding music. This is something which he was later kicked out for, unsurprisingly punching a classmate, who he stated kept punching him during a live performance. The music X grew up listening to was not all rap. He actually enjoyed hard rock and metal. After getting removed from the music class, X still had a massive passion for music, but instead of chasing the dream, his later teen, thanks to the crowd he surrounded himself with, and the feeling of having no hope or motivation, many people in these situations turn to dark paths. In 2013, X spent a year in a juvenile prison for charges of gun possession, armed robbery, and much more. In fact, he had one of the longest lists of offences in prison.
Armed robbery.
Armed robbery? What was that like?
No, it's gonna keep going.
Okay, yeah.
Armed robbery. And this is not me being cool. This is not me saying this shit is okay. I was just fucking up,
Allegedly.
Armed robbery,
firearm.
possession of a firearm, armed burglary with dwelling, resisting without violence, grand theft of 3
Yeah, he
charges.
got a lot of charges.
Possession of oxycodone.
They was trying to direct his ass.
Yeah.
I seen all these charges. Like, I seen it. Like, we went to court.
I had the worst charges in the
The
jail.
judge read the charges to him, and I'm looking at this nigga like, what the fuck is little nigga did?
I don't even know where to start on that list though. Like,
And it
where
was,
to start?
like,
Why are you stealing cars? Number one, why are you selling those?
No, it wasn't
pills?
even cars. It was the amount of houses I robbed. Like,
Luckily, this instantly gained him respect from other inmates, meaning he really didn't have a hard time in prison. They do say everything happens for a reason, and maybe this case is true. Him as a person, and this is something we will pick up on later. During Jesse's time in prison, one of his came about, and this is something that haunted his career for the rest of his life. When the death in prison is homophobic. Although these actions are something that can never be made okay, this is the defense that X made on the No Jumper podcast.
I am not homosexual. I am not homophobic. So if a homosexual man is around me, I will not act like a fucking prick. You know, I'm not gonna act like a piece of shit and be like, oh, he's a faggot, I don't want him here. If he tries to rape me, I'm gonna bash his skull.
That to me is where you cross the line.
Exactly.
Yeah. The rape thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feel me? I've got gay friends. I know gay people. Gay people with ski, and I laughed and I said I warned you. So I walked out the room to go take my shower, and I came back in. And I was trying to calm down, trying to be kosher. So I turn around and I see this nigga staring at me. You gotta be in a towel in front of the nigga. You have to get naked in front of your friends type shit. So that's why it's better to be in a room with your niggas you fuck with. You feel me? Because if you get a weirdo, it's uncomfortable. Yeah. So I go in the corner by the toilet type shit and tie on my jumpsuit. And I don't put it on all the way. I tie it around my waist and I start beating his face in And then when I did that, I tried to strangle him. I was. And long story short, I was gonna kill him type shit. Luckily,